World Series is over, but the world of news goes on. Joe Pelayo here. Top 5 news. We do 5 stories in 5 minutes. A friend of mine told me that I didn't share an encouraging word. So it's 5 stories, 5 minutes, and an encouraging word. So I'm going to share with you an encouraging word since we still got a minute or two before the prime time. And I'll give you an encouraging word at the end, if I remember. A lot of moving parts with these things going live and all, but let me share this little short story with you. I think you'll like. I'll share another one when we're done with the 5 stories in 5 minutes from now. But yeah, years ago, I was at the Young Entrepreneurs Organization meeting in the Bay Area where I grew up. $1 million business owners under age 40, and I was really excited to be a member of the group. And the fellow who was the president, Mansour was his name. He got up and got in front of all the entrepreneurs of these businesses and fancy restaurant and everything, and think, and he went into this amazing poem. He said, after he had everybody's attention, he said, "I'm tired of sailing my little boat far inside the harbor bar. I want to go where the big ships float out on the deep, where the great ones are. And if my frail craft should prove too slight for waves that wreck the billows and oars, I'd rather go down in a stirring fight than to just drowse to death at the sheltered shore." And they looked at everybody and said, "My friends, we've got to go where the great ones are." All right, I hope that's some encouragement to you to think big and think about new possibilities. It's a good day. Today's the first day of the rest of your life. They told me you were coming, but I wasn't going to believe it until I saw you get here. So thanks for coming in today. Let's get going. Get some comments going. Hopefully this will work. And we'll begin. Top 5 news. Joe Pelayo with your daily dose of the world's wildest headlines. 5 stories in 5 minutes. No fluff. Today, November 5th. The political fireworks are exploding today after last night's off-year elections. Let's dive into some of the interesting results. Democrats dominate on an off year. Democrats are popping the champagne after sweeping the key races of 2025. It's the first big test. Trump's term, and it includes governor seats in 2 battleground states and several legislative flips with tallies showing up more Democrats. Trump called it a rigged wake-up call. Analysts say the voter turnout hit record highs for an off year, given the economy and the shutdown. Is it a midterm preview? We'll see. But for now, no YMCA. Dems are the ones doing the dancing today. New York elected Socialist mayor. New York elected a mayor for their city that is a socialist. And lest you think I'm just, carrying on or whatever, I'll read you what I read on his X profile this morning. Democratic nominee for mayor of New York City, Assemblymember, running to make the city affordable, period, Democratic Socialist, period. I always thought New York is where all the smart people lived, and I may need to rethink that. Story 2 today, the government shutdown hits a milestone, moving to the federal government shutdown. It just became, it's been the longest in history, second longest, I guess. Speaker Mike Johnson's holding daily press rallies, conferences, and putting all the pressure, of course, on the Democrats, and the Democrats, of course, blaming the Republicans. Hopefully they'll cut a deal before Thanksgiving. And these things do always work out, so know that. Trump pushes to nuke the filibuster in the meantime. Story 3, he's reeling from the election night Trump's rallying the GOP senators to ditch the Senate filibuster rule entirely. He's calling it a Democrat weapon. In a fiery True Social post this morning, speaking at the American Business Forum in Miami, he tied it directly to the shutdown mess and said that if they'd let the Republicans get things done fast on the tariffs and spending cuts, that it would allow that. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer fired back, "This is desperation, not democracy." Good quote, but it's always kind of dramatic. Story 4, Supreme Court tackles Trump's tariff empire. The Supreme Court kicked off a blockbuster hearing today on President Trump's tariff power. Very important. Justices grilling lawyers over whether he can slap duties on imports without Congress's say-so. At stake, billions in trade, billions, hundreds of billions, China and Mexico, maybe trillions. And the administration argues it's a national security play also. Swing states, swing votes like Roberts and Kavanaugh are key in it, and a ruling could reshape the global trade by the summertime. Trump team calls it America first on steroids and needed. The Dems call it economic roulette. Eyes on the bench. Story 5 today, Pitbull Jr. Saves Labique in Cape Town. A tale straight out of a feel-good movie from Cape Town, South Africa. A scared stray pit bull named Junior straight up saved the life of Labique, a 39-year-old mother from Kensington. Last Thursday night, Labique collapsed on the street while rushing from Kensington to a home in Pinelands for a taxi and a ride to Tigerberg Hospital. She blacked out from her health crisis, and Junior was there, a wounded warrior with his own injury. The pit bull engaged and began licking her face relentlessly until she woke up. Then stood, and if he had not, she might have not gone well for her, because you got to wake somebody up in those situations. So the pit bull stood there snarling at different security guards who had come over, and got them engaged in the process. But anyway, she went to the hospital. She's on a drip for a couple of days. Junior was waiting right there, and on discharge day, there he was, his guardian angel, Junior, wagging tail, and just goes to show that that unbreakable loyalty between dog and owner, and that heroes come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and furriness. I hope that you enjoyed the show. Thank you for watching the Top 5 No's. I owe you an encouraging moment. So hold on now for an encouraging word. This is a poem called, I'm reading from my book, Work Your Network, which I wrote about 20 million years ago. You can still get the digital download on the Jungle site. I don't want to name names. This is called My Little Friend. It's written by Jacob, 3rd grader, Bethel Hill Day School, Valley Village. So what would he be now? 3rd grader, 20 years ago. 8 plus 20, 30 or so. Anyway, let's call him 8 years old. Jacob, 3rd grader, Bethel Hill Day School. Here's the poem, My Little Friend. I have a little friend who looks just like me, but sometimes he can be a little nasty. You can only see him with the light shining on me. Can you guess who my friend can be? Could he be a flea? Could he be the sea? Who could he be? Why, he's the shadow of me. Jacob, 3rd grade, Bethel Hill Day School, Valley Village. Thank you for watching the Top 5 News. We bring you 5 stories in 5 minutes every weekday at 5 Eastern. I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Good night, everyone.